One by one, we're highlighting the 2020 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. Let's head to Region 2 and meet the winners from Mississippi.
As the dawn breaks on a summer day in central Mississippi, cattle are out grazing on Southern Cross Farm. Gary and Nancy Jackson wanted to return to their roots in agriculture, so they started this family cattle operation together.
My husband Gary and I were both raised on small cattle operations, but we started this operation in 2005 with 270 acres and 20 cows to expand to the operation it is today.
We both had the dream of having a cattle operation. We love the environment, the land.
I grew up on this farm. We purchased it when I was 11 years old and bought our first set of cattle. So it's kind of grown with me and I've grown with it.
Southern Cross Farm is the quintessential family farm. You have multi-generations, both my parents, my husband and I, my sister. We're all passionate about the industry, about cattle production, and about the opportunities that it provides for our family to do something together.
Gary leads the Extension Education program at Mississippi State University, and Nancy is a practicing veterinarian. Those skills are valuable as they care for their cattle and their land in a way that models best practices.
I'm a teacher at heart, and so this farm is extremely important to me, not just to produce quality beef, not just to be a great environmental steward, but to be able to use the practices we have here to teach others.
As a veterinarian, I'm really interested in the science behind the cattle raising, the nutrition of the grass, which affects the cattle growth and weight gain, and the different species of grass and the palatability of the grass.
When they bought this property, the land was in poor condition. With years of hard work, the Jacksons have taken steps to restore the health of the land.
You know, the whole landscape has changed. I've been able to see that process go from wooded acres to productive grasslands.
God designed this land that we have here to be a great grass producer. The slope of the land, it's not suited for crops, or it shouldn't be put in crops. The soil type is well suited to grass and a variety of forages. So we're using the cows to help increase the soil health.
First of all, you can work with the cattle themselves to replenish the environment because they're an ecosystem in themselves. You can be an excellent environmental steward and at the same time grow a quality product for the consumer.
We've taken soil samples so that we know what the soil sample says that the land needs. And then cows are wonderful fertilizer applicators if we move them around properly. So we really try to utilize the cows to build up the land.
Gary and Nancy here at Southern Cross Farm, they're committed to being here long term, to being viable, to have their ground, their grass, their land viable, to have the wildlife here, to be a partner with their cattle here on the grazing operation.
The Jacksons have added solar-powered electric fencing to help their rotational grazing program. And Nancy keeps a close eye on the health of their pastures, working to maintain plant diversity and controlling harmful weeds.
Weed and brush control is an important part of stewardship because if I have weeds on my property, their certain growth characteristics are either A, toxic to cattle, or they're not going to allow the cattle to graze around them. So in our grazing land, we use herbicides to produce more forage for the cows from that land. It's getting out and looking and paying attention to what's going on the ground.
Over the years, Gary and Nancy have worked with NRCS to partner on new water troughs, as well as heavy use areas, and a variety of projects aimed at protecting their land and water.
We have implemented a number of NRCS programs on our property in terms of stream management zones. We put in cattle crossings and those kind of things that have really improved the bottom line on the beef production that we have, but also it's helped improve the environment.
They never stop going the extra mile. She's always trying to find out what could be something new that she can do out here, what new practices she can adopt, what could she do to keep her streams healthy. She's always looking to see what could she do to be a better steward of the land.
The Jacksons have also set aside nearly 70 acres as food and forage areas for deer and other wildlife, and they actively work to foster pollinator habitat on their pastures. Gary and Nancy aim to manage every aspect of Southern Cross Farm as one healthy ecosystem and to steward the land in a way that results in a sustainable future.
Sustainability is very important to us on Southern Cross Farm because we have a moral obligation to feed people, and we have a moral obligation to have this land still be here for future generations.
You get out what you put in, so we need to be good stewards of the land, make sure we take care of our land so it takes care of our cattle, who in turn take care of us.
I have 2 children, a 6-year-old daughter named Ava and a 4-year-old son named Silas, and they absolutely love being a part of this farm. I hope that this farm is a multi-generation farm for years to come, and that excites me.
My hopes for the future is that this land stays productive and is cared for and is loved in the way that Gary and I have loved it. I do feel that our place is making a difference.
I love this farm, I love this land. I'm going to leave it better than I found it.